Before we get into today's episode, we have some exciting news for you guys. On June 13th through the 15th, 2019, the Liberland in Africa Summit will be taking place in beautiful Uganda. The venue hosting the event is the Lake Victoria Serena Golf Resort and Spa, and we are going to put a link to more information in the show notes. Go ahead and check that out. And if you can make it, please attend because this is going to be a very exciting event, and I know we are all really looking forward to it. One more thing before we get started on today's episode. You'll notice throughout the interview, the quality was a little spotty, a little scratchy. Just want to apologize to you about that in advance, especially since I know this is a very, very awesome episode featuring Stanley Stephen Huntsman. Get ready for some great content. And again, please disregard any background noise that you hear. It's totally worth it. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to episode 29 of the Liberland Show. I'm your host, Adam J. Carswell. Today we are joined by Marija Blesic. Marija is a world diplomat of Liberland. Marija, thank you for joining us today. And do you have any opening remarks for our listeners?
Hey, Adam. Nice to meet you. Nice to talk to you. And thank you for doing this.
Pardon?
You have a great show. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. We're happy to have you, and I just realized I didn't check with you with this before the interview, but I did pronounce your last name correctly, right?
No.
All right, so help us out here. Was it Blesic? I thought that's, no?
It's kind of very unusual last name, so I just don't mind. It's in fact Blesic.
Oh, but I missed it.
Don't worry, really.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm going to need your help repronouncing that when we finish the interview. So
okay.
Anyways, guys, as you can see, Marija is a very lighthearted, friendly, laughing person, and that's what we like at Liberland. So tell us, Marija, how'd you begin that journey as a Liberlandian?
Oh, Adam, I heard about Liberland kind of long. I think sounds like it was a long time ago. I heard something happened, some new country, something in the neighborhood, and it was kind of joke. I mean, no one take it for like a real thing. And I forgot about it for some time. And then on some conference, I saw Vít Jedlička, and he was talking on that conference about his country. And I was like, oh my God, I remember that. I heard about that so long ago. It was so much fun. Yeah. And I was talking to Vít later, and I learned so much more things about Liberland, met such a great people that are connected to Liberland, and now I'm so happy I know them, and I'm part of them.
Yeah, you are. And speaking of that, I know a little bit of your background is in IT, and we are very much a technology-driven and focused country. So did that have anything to do with your draw to Liberland?
Well, yes. In fact, I'm an architect, like a real life architect, not a programmer, but I'm also involved in one crypto project called SafeX. Maybe you heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't, you can check it out on safex.io. And that's one of the things I like about Liberland. That's very technology driven. That's something new, something special, something different than that exists in the world already.
Yeah, and I want to say we had Daniel Debek, the founder of SafeX. He was on the Liberland show.
Yeah. I was listening. It was like a month ago or something.
Yeah. I wish I knew the episode number off the top of my head, but guys, anyone listening, go back and check out Daniel's interview, Daniel Debek's interview in the Liberland show. That was by far, I've had a lot of favorites, but that was definitely top 3 right there. He had a really good interview. I'm sure you probably know him. You guys work side by side, huh?
Yeah. I know him very well, yeah.
If Dan
is a great guy.
If he gets to hear this interview, what message do you have for him?
I don't know. Hey, Dan, see you tomorrow.
Nice. Marija, tell us about a unique experience that you've had since working with Liberland.
Oh, well, my unique experience is connected with the unique people of Liberland. I mean, in last 2 years, I met such a great people. All of them that I'm now friend with them, they're such a talented and, very special people. I kind of kind of didn't met that kind of people before. They're such a nice people, and they wanted to change the world, wanted to do good things, wanted to do special things. Yeah, amazing people. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm curious because I know normally, to me, it at least feels like there's definitely a lot more, we'll say, guys involved in the Liberland project than women. And I think part of the reason that goes with that could also be just a level of skepticism. Liberland's a new country. You'll see a lot of trends like that in regards to the general tendencies of male versus female. Is like the guys normally end up being the pioneers. Obviously, that's not always the case. There's plenty of female pioneers that exist, and I guess I want to keep this as politically cool of a conversation as possible, but I just can't help but ask it. I mean, you're a pretty bold woman for being so hardcore for Liberland at this point.
Yeah, but I'm not the only one. Yeah, there are a lot of, you're right. There are more guys, and I'm connected with, you were right. But also I'm connected with the fact that there are more in technology, there are more in cryptocurrencies, there are in more guys in that areas. So yes, there are more guys in Liberland, but there are also a lot of women who are very, very optimistic about what's going to happen with this new country.
Absolutely. And you can go through the episodes of the Liberland show. We've definitely had some pretty amazing women join us, but I can hear the passion in your voice, and it's exciting to me to know that it's not just all of us guys. There are some women out there really spreading the word. Yeah,
that's true.
So tell us a little bit more about this architectural background, because I was thinking that it was like an IT type of architect. So you're actually the physical building structures architect, correct?
Yes, that's right. So I spend my time studying and professionally working like an architect. And recently, since let's say maybe 6 months, maybe more, I'm involved with this floating Liberland project among Dennis and Vladan, and there is Sergio, and there is a lot of other people. I'm just one person in that team who are taking care about this beautiful project. And there are more than one thing. You maybe know about two boats, and there are also like boat houses and that kind of things. And I think that's just the beginning of like Liberland settlement.
Absolutely. Have you had a chance to set foot on any of the floating homes or boats?
Boats, yes, for sure. Yes, of course.
Which one?
Bitcoin Freedom and Liberty.
Okay, because I know we're working on enhancing them right now, correct? Or have you been on them anytime recently?
Yes, I did. Well, what's recently? That's a good question, but yeah, I've been on them. Yeah, yeah. I think as far as I know, Liberty is almost done, almost ready for people, and Bitcoin Freedom needs some more time to be ready.
Gotcha. So, are you in Belgrade right now?
Yes. That's my home base.
How has it been living in Belgrade, working on this project? Do you feel like there's a lot of support for Liberland there compared to other places that you've been and traveled?
That's a very good question. In fact, yes, there are a lot of people who are very interested in this Liberland thing, because Belgrade is the first big city next to, let's say, Liberland. There are another smaller cities like Apatin, Sombor, but Belgrade is the first big city, let's say it like that. And in fact, we're having Belgrade crypto community meetups in Liberland office. So that event room is Liberland office as well. A lot of people are asking about Liberland, what's happening, what's new, how's going with the development, what's about blockchain, what about passports, what's about, all kind of questions. And it's the right place, and I think even the right time. So, yeah, we're spreading the word about Liberland.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I missed it, but how long ago did you say you got started with Liberland?
I think I found out about Liberland in 2017, I think. Okay. Yeah, let's say 2 years, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, hey, 2 years in a country that's 4 years old, that might as well be like 10 years.
Yeah. That's right.
Nice. Well, what's something, again, I would say with Belgrade, really being in that area, first of all, I would say you have a different perspective than a lot of us other Liberlandians, including myself, because you really are kind of right there in regards to where we physically have a presence. So what's something that I mean, are you running into situations maybe where someone on the street or someone that you've never met before just walks up to you and says, "Hey, what is this Liberland thing?"
Yeah, very often. Very often, yeah. People are kind of interested, what is that thing? You know, what is really happening? Because it's not really a lot in the media. So you can't really find out all over the place what's happening, you know? It's not something, I mean, yes, if you're familiar about the idea of Liberland, yeah, you can Google it, but you can't read it in the papers or something because there are not all news about about Liberland. So yeah, people are really interested about what is happening. Like, what can you do with that Liberland? What can you do with that citizenship? You know, what are the opportunities that our country are offering? Seriously, yeah, people are very interested.
If you need a minute to think of an answer for this one, that's fine. But I'd say, what would you say has probably been the most interesting or funny or entertaining question that someone in Belgrade has asked you about Liberland?
Yeah. Well, one person asked me about passport. So, you know, how can I get it and that kind of things. And so I explained how can you get it, what can you do, etc. And the person was, so what can I do with it? You know, can I travel with it? I'm like, I mean, you can try to travel, but not really. And the person was like, so why would I get it? Why would I need it? So I can't travel with a passport. So what's the point of it? I'm like, okay, man, you just missed the point. It's not about really the passport. It's a prestige at this moment. So if you have it at this moment, it's something very unique. There are not a lot of people who have it. There are not a lot of people who deserve to have that thing. And we hope in the future it's going to be, let's say, real passport so you can travel with it. I mean, and what is real? I mean, like any other passport, like your or mine, it's same real or not real. So yeah, that was kind of interesting discussion.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting how what makes it real is everyone collectively agreeing, yes, this is real, or no, this is real.
Yes. So if we agree it's real, it's real.
Exactly. That's why, hey, I'm counting down the days for my Liberland passport to arrive. I know we've got e-residency going on right now and a bunch of other cool things. Any insight on that? I know the e-residency project is pretty. It's very exciting times for the project right now. So.
Yeah, I also
any updates
heard,
on that?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I also heard on the last conference about e-residency. Also heard and saw what's happening in this Liberland blockchain development, and also very new things for me. I think it's very good. It's a significant progress that's made, and I can see like this is like 4th year, so yeah, right? Mm-hmm. So I can see like this year, I think there are more progress than the last 3. I mean, can I say that? Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you on
opinion.
that.
Yes, of course I can say it.
I think I've really only been here for, like, as you just said, for the last year. But I mean, even from when I first started doing the show up until now, it shows you how things today really do grow exponentially, just the entire concept of technology itself.
Yeah, it's booming. Like everything is happening. Like it's amazing. Seriously, I'm sorry you wasn't there on a conference. Like what was like a month ago?
Oh yeah, for the anniversary.
That was amazing thing. Seriously, wow.
Yeah, I really wanted to go.
Next time you have to come. You have to come next time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got to be there for the 5th one because that's like 5 is a psychologically important number. Cool. Well, I mean, what was your take on the anniversary? How was the experience?
It was well organized. It was very interesting. People who were talking, speakers, they were amazing. Like each of them, I was enjoying very much. And that was like 2 days, I think. Yes, 2 days. Uh-huh. And the next day was going on a boat. We were going on a boat and to see the land, to wave, to have fun. But in fact, I didn't go on a boat this year because I went last year, and I went with the guys by car, which was adventure. Like I can't explain. That was so interesting. Like we decided very late to go, and it was starting, like it was dark and it was kind of rainy. And there was one guy who knew where we were going. We were going by 2 cars. One guy kind of know where we were going, but not really. And like it was real adventure. Yeah.
Nice. It was kind of like a reenactment of the first night President Jedlička made his way to Liberland.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Marija, what advice do you have for anyone who is aspiring to become a Liberlandian, maybe our conversation today is the first time they've ever listened to the show or heard about Liberland, and now they want to get involved. What advice do you have for that person?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would recommend for them to make a first step, to offer something they already know, some skills, some knowledge, and that in combination with a bit of their time could make a big difference for Liberland. I mean, they don't need to wait for some invitation or something, to participate. They could just join and just make a difference. I mean, if they're, they can also invite someone to help them to do whatever, Liberland is still a young idea and young community and needs help. So if there's someone who wishes to participate, they can find their place for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Our recent interview with Stephen Wood, he said something very similar to what you just said, which is, step forward and whatever it is that you can do it. And I'll share this with, I don't know if I've actually straight up shared this on the show before, but I mean, even with me hosting the Liberland show, all it took was, I have my own podcast outside of the Liberland show. And I just said, hey guys, I have a podcast. I know how to podcast. It looks like Liberland doesn't have one. Can I do it? And they were almost like, you don't even need to ask, man. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
So,
exactly. Just do it.
That's the beauty of our country, honestly, is just being able to do things like that. Because I think if anyone ever does do anything that would be considered weird or absurd or unprofessional or not right, someone within the community would be like, hey, stop it. Don't do that. And then common sense.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of being a Liberlandian. Marija, in general, where do you see our country in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, I see that this kind of problem or disagreement with Croatia is going to be solved, like one way or another. I really, really hope in like 1 year or maximum 2 years that's going to happen. And that after that, Liberland can do stuff, can build a city, can, establish the government, can use all the potential and develop. Yeah, it's kind of great that Liberland is nearby. I didn't mention that, but yeah, of course. I mean, Liberland is next to Serbia. It's very close. It's like, I don't know, like 3 hours of driving from Belgrade. And it's a great opportunity to be such a close, that beautiful country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope it's gonna develop soon and to solve issues it has.
Yeah. It's going to be those 3 to 5 years that we just referenced. It's going to be an exciting 3 to 5 years, and I'm sure everything's going to transform a lot faster than even we can fathom.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to participate. Seriously.
Right. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, Marija, what's the best way for anyone listening to follow up and get in touch with you if they have any questions about Liberland?
Oh, they can follow me on Twitter, Matchabite on Twitter, or to search, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook. Not really using Facebook, but okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
Twitter is the best. Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter. What was it again?
Matchabite.
Matchabite.
I can send you.
I think
I'll send
you
you.
might have followed me. Yeah, we'll make sure we get it in the show notes.
Yeah. Let's do that. Thank you.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, this has been episode 29 of the Liberland Show. I'm your host, Adam J. Carswell, and today we were joined by, I'm going to let her say her name here real quick. We were joined by
Marija Blesic.
Perfect. Marija, thank you for joining us. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Bye. See you at Liberland.
Guys, if you enjoy listening to the Liberland Show, be sure to check out my own personal podcast called Dream Chasers. On Dream Chasers, we interview individuals with supernatural amounts of potential based on early success in their careers. Go ahead and do a web search on it. Again, my name is Adam Carswell, Adam J. Carswell. Go ahead, type in Dream Chasers, and it should pop up for you to listen there on any platform, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, etc. Thanks for tuning in to the Liberland Show, and we will catch you in the next episode. Thanks.